All right, peace, peace, peace. What up? First and foremost, hopefully the Most High in your house is blessing your day. By His mercies, you are consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house, His body, and two are naturally alive, man. And yeah, man, I want to get into this, man, because recently, it's kind of going into you know what it is too. Yeah, by His mercies, you are consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house, His body. You know what it is too. I recently, of course, we I talked about when I recently saw the sinners, it just kind of goes into that, but especially at the end, it's going to tie into what we're going to hear, man. But man, this is all how it was really honestly, man, how the Most High how should I tell you from the end, from the beginning, and shout out to brother 71st born, because on the last night's class he was going into how with the scriptures it's the same motif, man. It's the same motif, it's the same recurring theme, man. That's why actually I recently got that's why I love it's like in that movie or TV show or that video game, that anime, whatever. It's the same spirit, whether it's righteously or wickedly, just done by different people, man. It's the same. That's why I love the Wire, TV shows like The Wire so much, or something else, man, because it's really like that same type of deal, man. And don't get twisted. That's why Ecclesiastes and it always says there's nothing new under the sun, and just going into the nature of the human spirit, the human behavior, human spirit, the human man's motives, agendas, whether it's righteously or wickedly, man. It's the same type of deal, man. Honestly, this is and that's what, because you know what it is too. Let's go John real quick, man, because this really wild, because the brother said perfectly, we said on here a lot, we always say here a lot. One of the reasons why the Most High Yahushua does that, man, is because so you know who you're dealing with, because you know what it is too, even say with something certain I hate to use this example, but certain criminals, right? Certain thieves or certain even serial killers, whatever. That they have certain patterns of doing things. So sometimes will they switch it up? Yeah, but most of the time they have a certain way of doing things. You have certain serial killers, they just kill women. Some kill children, and some kill animals, they just and this is that nature, but they have a certain pattern of doing things. I hate to use that as an example, but certain even thieves, but that's actually gonna line up with this, because that's why I said what, like a thief in a knife, like a thief in the night, right? Because certain thieves, they have, so you got certain thieves that criminals that in the line of thievery, they just rob banks. That's what they do. So some are stick up kids. Some are some do home invasions. Some do different things, and they all have a pattern. Some do, you got some, they just do amalgamation of all. They just do anything. Because I remember watching a clip of DMX of X. Man, he said, listen, because he was known to rob people with a dog. He was known that in the early 90s, 80s and 90s, early 90s throughout the 90s in Yonkers, he's that neighborhood, a stick-up kid. But he used to rob people with his dog. The Locks, Jadakiss, everybody from that area. I talked to a brother I know, one of the brothers I know in the word, know somebody that knew him. And he said, yeah, he, that was, like that. But anyway, yeah, he was known for that. But one time I seen him doing an interview. I think it was on his last interview with one of his last interviews on Drink Champs. He when he said he was going to do, he was nervous about a home invasion, right? Because even though he did robberies, but he was still nervous about a home invasion because that wasn't his thing. Because he was like, yo, somebody can be in here. I ain't really, I don't know, I don't do this, type of things. He was kind of like, yo, I was scared, so. So yeah, then you got something like a movie like Paper Soldiers. Y'all ever seen that? It's one of Kevin Hart's first movies with Rockefeller and Beanie Siegel, stuff like that. They were known for breaking houses. So pretty much why I'm saying all this stuff, man, is because you got it's important, because why the Most High in your house does have this a recurring theme, so you know who you're dealing with, man. I just use that. I shouldn't use an example, but I use those criminals as a as an example, man, because they're one of the things that are known for having patterns of doing things, certain it's bad because I had to use a wicked example in wickedness, but this is what it is. But let's go to John real quick, man. But the reason why the Most High Yahusha does that, is to know who to believe on them, as the scriptures say, because you know who you're dealing with. You're dealing with the same God. That's why in the plagues in Egypt and then the plagues in Revelation, it's very similar, man, because you're dealing with the same God. Because he said, they ain't saying Malachi, he changes not, and also too by his mercies you are consumed. He says that, but Yeah, John chapter 7, verse 38. It says, "He that believeth on me, as the scripture said, hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water." So yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is. I'm sorry, I was thinking about somebody. Yeah, man. So that's is what it is. So you know how to, believe on him as the scriptures say. Like that's why it's that constant motif, constant thing throughout the scriptures. Also, too, man. Like and one of the things too is what we're gonna get because the really reason why I'm touching on the movie Sinners at the end of it because if y'all seen the movie, y'all know that at the end, especially the post credit scene, that it was pretty much telling you like that the serpent pretty much is always going to be around, man. Like until his time is done. So that's what they represent in that movie. Honestly, those I don't really want to spoil the movie, but if y'all have seen it, that's what they represent. The serpent, pretty much Satan. Like that is like the serpent, but because it is too. That's why he tells you, like Isaiah says, declare the end from the beginning. And we can't. And the serpent is just constant, man. Like it's just is what it is. That old. That's why I said in Revelation, that old serpent, like that old, like y'all ever watch that? It was a meme, but it's funny though. It was like it was it used the what's it called, the brother the Jake EDP 445. Y'all know him. He was a super Eagles fan, right? I used to watch his channel like that, especially like during the season because I'm Eagles. That's my team. But y'all probably know EDP 445. But it was him. It was a meme with him, and like and the meme was him doing like some he was talking, but it said, that old anime villain that comes back from the dead. And that's what the serpent is. Like, that serpent is like, that old, like, y'all seen Dragon Ball Z pretty much. Like, it's that old, like, Frieza coming back or like, Cell coming back. They had an episode like that one time. It's just that, like, or any other anime. That's how the serpent is. Even though serpent's like, is not like dead pretty much. Well, it's dead when you're dead to sin. Like, it doesn't, when you submit yourself to the will of the Most High in your house, man, walking in the spirit is dead. But, but yeah, man, so it's a lot, but it's pretty much, man, this is always coming back. So we just see it even to this day, every day. But anyway, but yeah, man, I just want to go into the serpent, man. It's pretty much all throughout. Yeah, man. This is all it's all because the serpent what we about to bring out, man. The serpent was there when we was in Egypt too, man. That's how the whole Adam and Eve thing, which is a precursor of the Most High Yahushua and us, Israel, man. But that's just is what it is. But that's another video for another day. That was just that's all. We're Eve, but that's just no. Let's get this in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, and the Lord that the Lord Yahweh had made, and he had went unto the woman, and he said, ye shall not eat of every tree in the garden." So yeah, man. So what's this serpent? So what's this serpent? What subtile, man? Subtile, pretty much, man. Like me, he had skill. He like he was very tempting. He knew the he's very deceitful, very cunning, man. Very things like of that nature, man. Like, and that's what the beast is going to be. He's going to know the word too. And that's what what you call the movie in there too is a scene that shows you that listen, Satan, the serpent, they know the word too, man. Even the ones that's in the word, they're gonna know the word too. That's why the beast is gonna know the word too. And I seen a movie review about it saying, oh yeah, it was just showing that the character that that the word wasn't as powerful because if the knew it, if the guy that played the gosh, I don't want to spoil it, but if the guy that played the Satan, he knew it, then no, nigga, it's not that. It's just the fact that listen, Satan knows the words too. It's gonna be crafty, gonna be very cunning. That's why even it says when the beast comes, he's gonna be very he's gonna know dark sayings. He's gonna know the word. That's why it even says that. Listen, it'll be almost impossible. It'll be he's gonna be real. He's gonna be so good that he gonna have even the elect saying, "Oh, okay, this nigga, this guy's good." That's why it's important for us to have faith in the Most High Yahushua and know the word, and live the word, have the word in us at the so that time comes. But yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. But that's just let's read this again. Genesis chapter 3 verse 1. It says, now
the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, and that the Lord Yahweh had made. And he said unto woman, and uh, eh, eh, uh, and yeah, Yahweh said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. So yeah, and also too, that's just another thing too. All really saying, and like his purpose is to do what he did to Adam and Yahushua, man. Those that's are of the faith of his children, of his flock, of his to get them to doubt the word, man. Honestly, that's really his he's really there just to he's just not really even worth mentioning, man. He's um he's just really not worth mentioning, man, because he's worthless, man. He's like that. We always say he's a smoky type, man. He's a misery loves company type, man. He's like the son of Belial, or Scar. Name means in the African definitions, his name means worthless or dirt. He's that, it's just he's just there to do that, just to get those that those are ones that's believers already, just to get them off their square, but yeah, he's a guy, I was talking to somebody the other day. He's that guy that he knows where he's going, but he's just wants to take everybody with him. He's that nigga that that's that snitched on everybody, and now he's in the same cell as them. Yeah, he's that guy. But yeah, let's get to Genesis chapter 3 verse 1. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord Yahweh had made, and he said unto woman, yea, hath Yahweh said, ye shall not eat every tree in the garden. So yeah, let's get Acts real quick, man. Yeah. So this guy was very skillful, very Acts chapter 7 verse 19. Now the same dealt with This is talking about, let's go to 18 for context. Yeah, because this is talking about when we was in Egypt. Till another king arose, which knew not Joseph. The same dealt subtlety with our kindred, and treated evil with our fathers. And they cast out their young children that they might not live. So see, let's pause. Let's think about this, meditate on this for a moment, right? Even in Egypt, right? Even before, not we weren't all even see, that's how he tells you and from the beginning, man, because even in Egypt, even in the physical since we were in bondage, we were in the slavery, the hard bondage, the rigorous labor, the beatings, the severe things we went through in Egypt. But it wasn't only that in Egypt, the physical part. It was a spiritual aspect. That's why he's saying, Joshua, leave those gods on the other side. And also, too, we were in bondage of Satan then, man. Because, this, it said, listen, right here, it said that he dealt with us with subtlety. What? Like the serpent. What was Pharaoh? The represent of the serpent, man. He had subtlety. He was like the serpent again. Because why? Because it wasn't only the stuff physically was going through in Egypt, but it was stuff spiritually, because all the other gods and things of that nature we were worshiping, all the things that Pharaoh was doing and teaching, man. Because it says he had subtlety, just like the Kanye West song. Can't no one man have all that power, because that's why the beast is going to be a man, just like Pharaoh. He's going to have it's going to be similar to a Book of Clarence. If y'all ever seen Book of Clarence, great movie. That was the last movie before Sinners. I saw it twice, but it's going to be somebody like that. That's how the beast is going to be. The false prophet is going to have. He's going to have to mirror, like the brother Samuel Firstborn said, to get people. He's going to have to mirror the word. So that's just is what it is. So yeah, so. Yeah, so that's just what it is. So let's read this again. It says Acts chapter 8 and verse 7 verse 19. It says, the same dealt with subtlety with our kindred, and in evil entreated our fathers, so that they cast out their young children to the end that they might not live. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is. And also that's why what the Pharaoh had and the Egyptians had, they had a serpent. So what was Pharaoh akin to? The serpent, man. And also too, we talked, shout out to brother Akawar, we talked about this before. That's why Yahweh Shah, the Most High Yahweh Shah, the serpent that Moses and Aaron had, that was symbolic of the man's knowledge. The Most High Yahweh Shah's knowledge trumps the world's knowledge, trumps the man's knowledge, trumps their serpent overcame their serpent. Their serpent of wisdom. Most High Yahweh Shah's wisdom was the wisdom over trumps the wisdom of the world. Your own lust, your own desires, because that's what only Satan wants to do, to tempt you with, man. So that's just what it is. So Yeah, man. So like that's just is, and also too it says so they cast out their young children so they might not live, not only physically but spiritually, man. Because because without the Most High Yahweh's understanding, you're pretty much dead, man. Without the spirit, man. So that's just you can be a lot naturally, but spiritually not a lot, man. But yeah, but the subtlety, he was pretty much Pharaoh was like the serpent, man. That's just is what it is, man. So even we were dealing with the serpent like in Egypt, man. That's just is what it is, man. Um, that's that Genesis 3:15, all from the beginning, man. Because that's subtlety. Like he's very. Because there's two people like that. They're very like we see this a lot of times like with cult leaders. They have they're very charismatic. They have like good charisma. They have cult of personality, and people can get entranced with that, get wooed by that. But to hide the fact that like their wickedness. Now you got some people like that. Those cult leaders, those false prophets, cult leaders, stuff like that. There's out overtly wicked, that. But certain of them, they're just like they're good at concealing. They're good at hiding. They're very They're very charismatic. They're very have cult of personality that they can entice and woo you to then that kind of masquerades the wickedness that's in them, man. So that's what it is. And they're very one and two also too. They always have somewhat knowledge of the word, man. They could that's really what iniquity is. They're perverting the word for their own gain. So that's just is what it is. But but yeah. So we dealt with the serpent and what you call during the time of in the time of in Egypt, man. So that's how Yahushua is a prophet unto Moses, man, because then he used Moses to to deliver us from that, now spiritually, not Yahushua is going to deliver for those from the beast and the the son of perdition, the serpent again. So so actually since we go into that, it's perfect. Let's hit this Revelation chapter 12 verse 9, man, because he's back. It's just like what it is too. This is like that movie, man. Like since we talked about earlier, the movie, the Stepfather, man, the original. Because he's back on the same type of thing. You watch the first one, the second one, yeah, man. He was just like it's like I remember watching the comments on that. He's like, oh man, here he is again. That's how the serpent is, man. That's how Satan is, man. Very patient. But anyway, Revelation chapter 12 and verse 9. It says, the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. And when he was cast out of earth, his angels were cast out with him. So yeah, like we said earlier, he's that he knows where he's going, but and that's why they even said, listen, are you here to torment us before the time, man? Because they know Satan and his angels and his people, man, ones that go in, they already know what's going to happen to them, man. So. But notice how I said that old serpent. Why? From the beginning, man. That's why he tells you from the beginning. And this is that same motif, man. And that's what makes the word so great, man. It's like, dang, man. It's like the same, the same theme, same spirit, whether righteously or wickedly, or same theme, just by different people in different time periods, different eras, different during history, man. Because so yeah, man, that's just what it. Because a lot of times that's all there's nothing new under the sun, man. Because most of the stuff that's going on now, this is a remix version of the ancient world, man. So yeah, man. So hopefully, that's really what you call them. Yeah, man. Just like I think we touched on that because I'm looking at my notes right now. But yeah, Pharaoh was just one man. The beast gonna be man. But yeah, man, that's just what it is, man. I think That's just what it is, man. That's why even the sinners, if y'all especially see that movie at the end, the post credit scene, man, you gonna see that, man. They're always back, man. They're always gonna be back, man. So that serpent is always gonna come until the time, So, yeah, man, it is what it is. So hopefully it's edifying. Hopefully, most on your house, blesses your day. So peace.